I'm not trying to be like, oh, I'm the streetest nigga. You trying to act like, yo, I ain't had no other choices, bro. Nigga, the niggas who I know who grew up with the same story that you got, them niggas in jail for life.
There's a such thing as failing as a parent and not waiting till they turn 18 to say, well, all right, you on your own now. You had an 18-year head start to go, actually add 9 months to that, to prepare for this person and prepare this person for the world that you see, that you are already in.
I want to teach my kids the raw, what's real. And yes, they do need to go through stuff too, because that's what benefited me. What benefited me is not people taking care of me. What benefited me was my auntie kicked me out at 16 and I had to find a way on my own. When you got guys like Monk, he want to be a part of something. He want to be street so bad. He don't have to be street though. And then what's so crazy, if it was left up to me, I wouldn't have chose his life for myself. It seems like you trying to be a part of something because it looked cool. But when you go through this shit ain't cool.
You choose it every day.
My first girlfriend was getting sold by her mama because her mama was on crack, Sade Pickens. She was getting sold from her mama.
JP, you realize you choose on the block every day, right?
What?
Right, let's
you choose this life every single day. You get up, you choosing this life every day, single day.
You don't got no scars on your face. You got all your teeth. Your teeth is white, so you know you ain't stressing over nothing.
I'll let you finish your point though. Can I finish my point real quick? This is the thing, right?
Checking them out.
This the thing. You like when you said, right?
No, because he trying to come off. I would consider him to be an undercover cop.
Real quick, I got you. You've been arrested and then you've been in jail.
You fit to be an undercover cop.
You've been in jail 37 times, right? But we all know he wasn't a nigga who was really getting money, right? So it's not like you had these crazy lawyers, you had public defenders and all that, and you never did no real time. So you are.
I told you that.
Let me finish. You scared of what niggas do to go to real jail. Don't act like, oh, I'm the streetest nigga. I ain't had no parents my whole life. My mom died in front of my face. You ain't never did nothing crazy. You shoplift.
I never come up here and expose no shit what I did to prove a point.
You shoplift.
Is you cool?
You shoplift. You exploit benefits. You go to jail for stuff like that. You never been in jail. You never really did nothing crazy. And it's
what did you go to prison for?
Like would you say it again?
What did you go to prison for?
I never been in prison. I've been arrested. I had charges selling drugs.
What type of charge? So you talk about me. You try to compare yourself to me. Who out there?
I don't say what I'm not trying to be like, oh, I'm the streetest nigga. You trying to act like, yo, I ain't had no other choices, bro. Nigga, the niggas who I know who grew up with the same story that you got, them niggas in jail for life. You not like
every nigga got life.
No. The niggas who I know who really grew up like, yo, my mom got shot.
Right, so
me. I never had no parents. I was in the system. Them niggas is really doing real shit. They're in jail for some real shit. You just be playing.
Oh my God.
You a single dad, and you kind of a good father. Cut all that nonsense out, bro. Cut all the nonsense out. You take care of your kids by yourself. You a single mom. Like you trying to act like you. Come on, cut all that stuff out, bro. You not like.
I am what I am.
I'm not like
no. Hold on. Let's get some.
Like that, and you want to portray yourself.
Bro.
It's not like that.
Bro. Let me correct you on something. I am who I am, and I've been through what I've been through, right? And so you try to diminish because you found my life to be cool and infatuating because you didn't live that life. You don't got my story. I don't know why you want that story for yourself. You got clean hair. You don't got no scratches on you. Your teeth ain't yellow. So you ain't been stressing, you ain't been drinking, you ain't smoking no cigarettes. You had a good upbringing, bros. Try to be something that you ain't. So since you ain't that, and you feel like that's in your mind, you think that being street is so cool, or go through problems is so cool. So you looking at me, and I'm expressing my story, and you try to take it away from me because your weak ass ain't that. No, boy, you a church boy. And I'm repeat. If you was on my block, I'd tell you to go your ass home. You don't belong out here. You ain't us. You don't got that much pain in you. You don't got that much. I don't care if you do know how to fight.
You was just wiping.
I don't care if you do know how to fight.
You a CNA talking about my block.
So what?
My block. You don't got no block, nigga. Cut that shit out.
Okay.
What you talk about? You got a block? JP,
no, I don't got no block.
Exactly.
Them blocks don't own me.
JP, you wipe ass?
Yes, I do. Well,
You
some
wipe
of them.
ass. You don't have a block. Stop talking. Stop talking.
Yeah, get that soft. This dude is soft as hell.
I suppose that was something related to the topic.
I just
So
want to apologize to JP. JP, I'm sorry for saying all that stuff to you. That means stuff just now. I'm sorry.
When it comes to a strict father, yeah, I think that part of the video that we didn't really dive into was that just following orders without questioning anything can lead you to be in a real bad scenario, right? There's a such that like during the H cost, it's the thing called banality of evil, right? And what occurred was that the people who committed the atrocities at that time, their excuse was we were just following order. So you can be conditioned into just being someone that does whatever someone tells you that's in a position of authority. I think they've even done like studies on giving people power and telling them that they were supposed to hurt other people because somebody in power told them to do so. So I think that just blindly following orders and not having the ability to think through problems and think it's something a legitimate thing you should be doing can be a result of being raised by somebody so strict where you have to follow every single order without giving a child the autonomy to kind of work through problems and think, is this what they should be doing, as opposed to just being instructed. But that being said, structure, I believe, is better than no structure. It does need to be like a healthy mix where you try and teach the kid, you know what I'm saying, how to think for themselves. That should be the main thing you do, teaching them how to problem solve, how to work through an issue, and how to make a good decision that's going to benefit them, or how to work through a problem that does not benefit you to get to a desired outcome. I think that was one of the things that the guy in the video was saying, that when he was presented with a problem, the boy was able to stay calm, remain focused, and then work through things systematically while everything else was going to chaos around him. I think that does come from somebody, providing a structure for you to think logically through your emotions. So there's huge benefit to that. I don't know if the video was supposed to go in a different direction after that, where they was going to talk about like the psychological profile and the social aspects of being raised like that. But from what I saw, if just highlighting those specific aspects, structure is important. One of the ways that I show empathy to my child or nurturing to my son is I would love to just do the same things nonstop that I do with my daughters. It's just loving, hugging, and playing. But my son is a rambunctious, aggressive boy. And he needs that, like me providing structure for him and giving him like more discipline than his sisters is me loving him because I'm gonna save his life. Because he's gonna be a very large child, a very large boy, probably like 6'6", 6'7", 6'8", 6'9". And that just off top is threatening and aggressive to most people. Like Miss Pearl, you met me in person. You see how large I am. An emotional.
I wasn't expecting that, and wait, I'm not even gonna hold you.
Yeah, I'm like a giant.
Watch the wordplay.
Yeah, I am so tatty out with this pause. Like we can't even talk no more. Damn.
So for him to be like emotional and not be able to maintain his composure at that size, it's gonna end up in extreme situations where I'm like to visit or bury my child. So I want to kind of teach him ways in order to transition his emotions into structure, so he don't be just like wilding out and just trying to, do the most at all times. Now, with that said, he gonna definitely defend himself and get active if he needs to, but he needs to be able to think through everything so he can do things in a way where he provides himself the best opportunity to be safe and to survive every encounter with person or problem.
Can I ask you a question, Marcus?
Yeah.
Have you ever been? I'm not insinuating nothing or trying to put nothing on you. If you was involved in the streets, have you been caught for anything major that you ever done? To put it like this, if there was those cameras in your life, would you be in prison for a long time?
Yes.
So that means you didn't get caught for no wild shit, right?
No.
So this is what I'm saying, when when you having conversation with these nerds that are trying to be gangster and trying to be thugging, bro, he got his ideal interpretation of what he think a street guy is.
Regardless of how your situation ends, if it is a 2-parent household or a one parent household. I think JR, outside of balance and structure, the word that he used tonight that was really a highlight for me was sacrifice. And even though it sounds like it's an obvious term that we know comes with parenting, a lot of us struggle with sacrificing our wants, our needs, what it is that we didn't get a chance to do. And it's like we try to simultaneously raise our kids with that lack of self-fulfillment. So I just wish anybody with kids, thinking about kids, have kids, be prepared for the sacrifice and know that you don't dictate what that sacrifice looks like. Just remember that you signed up for the job and that is your duty to make sure that your children have the best beneficial life to them, one that's conducive to you. So self-sacrifice, I land.
All right, go ahead, Scam.
Good evening, people. Good show. When it comes to parenting, there is a such thing as bad parents, and it's easy to just run from and say it's somebody else's fault. If your kids are failing, if they lack confidence and they don't value themselves, you probably failed. There's a such thing as failing as a parent, and not waiting till they turn 18 and say, well, are you on your own now? Well, you had an 18-year head start to go, actually add 9 months to that, to prepare for this person and prepare this person for the world that you see that you were already in. 2 parents versus 1 parent, it does matter, but it's not a quick fix. It's not just a solution to staple people together and say, all right, now everything's perfect. That's a lie. Because if you go back in time, you'll find eventually people were in these fake 2-parent households that the old people will get on you, not all, but old people will get on here and tell you that that everything was better in 1942. They're lying. There was dust back then too. But some things are cut and dry. There's hate and there's love. If what you're doing represents hate, pain is only supposed to be temporary as far as going to growth. And it's something to endure, but it's not supposed to be your actual language, your actual lifestyle. That represents death. Drugs, crack, fighting, cutting, smoking, shanking, ganking, raw dogging, big booty Brenda in the streets. That represents death. That's what it really is. It's the HOV lane to death. But there is a whole nother life out here. There's the beach, there's the Bahamas, there's playing Monopoly, there's shooting water guns at people, there's pranks, cracking jokes, laughing, and actually showing pretty teeth. It does exist. That's what parents are supposed to be guiding their kids to, showing them that internally, showing that between them and their spouse, them and the other kids, versus colonizing, devaluing, humiliating, shaming, neglecting, and abusing, and trying to implement it as if it's love when it's really hate. It causes pain. And I believe everybody up here can understand the language of pain. We know what it sounds like, smells like. We know the language of somebody crying out and bleeding out. We know the language of somebody seeking love and trying to use hate to get it. That's all I got. Really, bro. I'm gonna catch you on the dust panel and I'm gonna get you.
What I do?
I got you. I'm gonna get you on the next dust panel.
Let me ask y'all this. Do you guys think we should kick our kids out after a certain age? Not father, but son and daughter.
No. I think the parents should go out first. Since they're trying to teach the kids a lesson, they should go out first and show them how it's done, and then kick the kids out. If they believe what they're doing, they would do it first.
If you don't pick them out early, they ain't gonna never learn to survive on their own.
But that's
if you
always
favoring
right, so go out there first and show them how it's done. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Pearl.
No. So there are a lot of parents who wait, like they got a calendar who count down when their kids turn 18 because they're just trying to kick the kids out so they can have freedom that they feel like they didn't have because they were restrained in their parenting responsibilities. That is a selfish parent. That is not a considerate parent. That child just got out of high school a few years ago. They're nowhere near prepared. They don't even have a career. They haven't even gone to college. But because they're 18 and feel like that constitutes them as an adult, you just want them to go out there. You know it's hell out there. What parent would throw they?
So I personally think that y'all raising your kids to be something that I get it where because you don't went through the struggle and you don't want your kids to go through that. I want my kids to experience that struggle because that gave me a lot of hustling skills. When I look at these people, a lot of people, they can never. I just got not evicted, but I was got to leave out my house 2 weeks ago. Most people wouldn't know what to do if they lose a job. You got these people self-deleting themselves because they done lost a job or woo out the band. Right? I
Jay
know how to
Prince,
hustle.
if it didn't work for you, why would you encourage it to work for them?
Because it's something I want my kids to experience what life gonna deal them, not this fairy tale ass world that y'all been preaching about. I want them to experience reality, because guess what? It's a lot of
Jay
women
Prince,
out there who had parents. Hold on, let me say this. It's a lot of women out there who have parents living in the homeless shelter, selling their bodies on the street, who don't know where to go. They coming and going, they drinking, they smoking drugs, woo out the bam. That don't mean they didn't have no fathers. That don't mean they didn't have no good mothers. But if I want to teach my kids the raw, what's real, and yes, they do need to go through stuff because that's what benefited me. What benefited me is not people taking care of me. What benefited me was my auntie kicked me out at 16, and I had to find a way on my own. That's why when I see people that been living with their parents compared to myself, I'm in a way better situation than them. If something bad happened to them and they lose their job, they not gonna know what to do.
How do you know
if I lose the job today, I'm gonna know what to do.
Jay Prince, you know, and we know that it did not benefit you. We see it. We weren't born yesterday. Why would you want that for somebody else?
It did benefit me. The problem is y'all uppity people, y'all like to say because y'all think y'all way is the way. No, it did benefit me. Everything I done went through gave me strength. Hold on one. I don't care what you was born, but it did benefit me. Yeah, I got some scars, but that don't mean them scars ain't healed or I didn't overcome them. When obstacles come my way, I know how to maneuver. Y'all gonna get hit blindsided because y'all never been in these situations. Y'all like green. Y'all green. A lot of people is green that been raised with their parents and then leave their house to 28. Then when their parents died, their parents left them their houses and stuff. So you ain't never went through nothing. You're not a real adult.
So
If you don't go through real shit, you ain't no adult.
Everybody should go through something, right? That's how we get a little stronger. We grow through what we go through. However, but if I was raped or molested by somebody in my family at a young age,
you can't say the words on here.
Sorry. I would not want somebody else going through. Who said that? Oh, I wouldn't want somebody else going through that. I don't want my kids to have to experience every single thing that I went through, or making sure that they're in the
See, people go to way far off the grid to illustrate a point. I'm not talking about no shit like that.
Jay Prince, this is why what you're saying doesn't make sense, right? You're saying that okay.